Denny J Show.
Zvanga zviri downtown uptown aitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean hande
It's time.
You saw me press it.
Yes, I saw. Yes, you pressed it.
I pressed it.
Yes, he pressed the button.
The button is pressed.
So I think we can go now. We're live, right?
All right.
Right.
The cameras never stop. Yeah. Shit.
Okay, it's the Denny J Show.
Nah, you can do better than that shit.
Okay.
Let's work with that.
It's the Denny J Show.
We're here.
Yes, I was practicing all week.
Yes.
That button. Welcome to the baddest. Denny, but you are just, you know what?
Is always low on
no,
this thing.
why?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the baddest, the hottest, the freshest podcast in Zimbabwe. Yes.
So much truth.
Yes, it is. It is.
You're a very truthful person.
I'm a very truthful person, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Here we are.
Yes, here we are. Speaking of truthful, how was your week?
My week was great.
How's life?
Life is fantastic.
You're being truthful.
LG. Yes, life's good.
LG.
Everything's
Life's good. All right. Speaking of truthful, I did some soul searching or some form of soul searching.
Yes.
And I went through the comment section of the Denny J Show.
Right.
I had to brave it.
So much fun.
Yeah, so much fun. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pekutanga Pepe. I was just hearing the comments. I wasn't reading them myself. But this time I was like, let me read the comments myself. And shout out to all of you who are supporting the Denny J Show and showing me some love. This is like new ground for me. Podcast. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's really cool that I'm part of it. So Langton F. Tanga, and yes, now you guys are picking interesting people to interview from Nigel, Sem Mataure, now Carl, looking forward to the next one.
Yes.
Yes, we're also looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Jason Rossell says, Sam's interview felt warm and reminded me of sitting by the corner with that uncle. Well done. Carl is interesting, loving the content. The breather episodes where there is no guest are welcomed.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they are loving
Yes,
the interviews.
If they
the
actually
episodes
take
where it's
time
just
to,
you and I.
if they take time to watch them, I think they're very interesting, and we get to give perspective on what we think about stuff, and we get to discuss almost everything that's going on. Like current.
It's just
so those are really
almost
fun.
like around the world.
Yeah, but I think the problem is
minutes.
we've got them used to these fantastic guests. So every time they see a pop up on their phone, they think
They're
it's
expecting.
another. Yeah,
And it's
but
just us.
Yes, and we're also gay. We're cool. We're
Yes,
cool
we're
people.
cool. We're cool people.
We're good.
So they're just showing some love and also obviously contributions and suggestions. They're all welcome, but we can't take everything. Otherwise, we'll be just a missed bag.
Yeah.
So today's guest is very interesting. He's got an interesting life story, and he's doing really great in the social media circles.
He's basically running
He's running them streets,
social media.
He's
Yeah.
running the social media streets and making money also. And he was born right here in Harare,
Right.
Zimbabwe, born in Epworth on the 27th of September,
Right.
1984. This was a shock because I just discovered we're the same age.
Same age, 38.
Not yet. At Satashka 38, we're still 37.
37.8.
Wow, Danny. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Went to Epworth Primary School, high school, has a background in sales, which also explains how he has an amazing business acumen in terms of
He's always
what
trying
he
to
does.
sell something.
Yes, whether his own stuff or other
Yeah.
people's stuff, but he's just selling.
If you want to sell some stuff, this your guy.
Yeah, right. So he is a comedian.
Yes.
By profession, but he also MCs and hosts functions.
Right.
His name is Prosper Ngomashi, or Comic Pastor.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so you gotta like redo that shit.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on.
You
Okay.
did it to yourself.
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only comic pastor.
You see, sinakura ndimune wrestling. I want to comic. Buzz.
Are you ready to
Coming on stage.
Oh gosh.
Wait.
It'll be
Wait, what are you waiting?
I have 400 pounds. I don't have 400 pounds.
Weighing 400 pounds. From Epworth.
I'm not how my matches played.
Oh, okay. Shit. How many matches have you played?
All wins by knockout.
The legendary comic pastor.
Pastor. Comic, welcome.
I'm good. I'm good to be on this show.
Welcome. Thank you for
like
taking
I was
time.
thinking when I was called, you want to be on a Denny show, I was thinking, where do I borrow my English? Like this is an English show, like I'm...
An English show?
Yeah,
you mean bougie show? Or
are we
just
uptown,
like an English show?
just English.
And so I was thinking, who can borrow me a few English?
So did you find someone to give you?
I came with a few Ramapitekas.
All right, let's see how far your photosynthesis takes you.
Comic pastor, we're very excited to have you on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You are a legend on the social media streets.
No controversial issues, eh? I don't have any, guys. I don't have any.
You can't be popular and not have
controversial issues.
Yeah, you
guys.
It's either you hide them really well.
You know what I'm saying? But the few that we know about...
Becky, so you mean to say you're controversial?
I'm not.
No, because you're famous, ka?
No,
and now
I'm just known.
not.
I'm not famous. I'm just
You're like
known.
me. Okay, the two
No,
that makes
it's
the
not
two.
like you.
I'm known. I'm not famous.
You are famous.
No. Becky is not on WhatsApp. You know when you upload content, people take it, they make it go viral. It's
Exactly.
on TikTok,
I'm not
it's on
like
WhatsApp.
that.
It's on,
I'm
your
just
stuff
known.
is everywhere. She's just...
Yes, you blink and it's comic pastor. Excuse me?
Oh, okay. I was serious about what you want to food.
I would. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Yeah, so
You
we
keep
are,
them well.
we're very
Stop it.
we're very excited to have comic pastor, and we're having him soon after having another comedian.
Yeah.
But the difference here is that we want to talk more about the business side of comedy, because comic pastor, everything he does, there has to be money somewhere, otherwise he doesn't.
Who was
do
there
it.
before me?
Joshua Nguwe.
You also is a money man, ka?
Yes, but Carl's money is more to do with the actual gigs that he does.
Yes, actual stand-up.
You do a lot of stuff on social media.
You do.
You get paid. You
Okay, but I'll tell you,
comedy.
honestly speaking, for me to value and put money and to say money, it all came from Carl Joshua Ngobe.
Oh, that is dope.
Or to put money on the talent.
To understand that you can make money from
He
jokes.
was running a free, I don't know whether it was free because I don't think Cow does a free thing.
Yeah.
So it could have been sponsored by someone, but it was happening at Alliance en France. So he was teaching people on how to make money out of art.
Yes.
And he said, don't go to a function if you're not yet paid.
Nice.
He said,
You know what? That makes sense.
The government does not allow us as comedians to offer services for on credit.
Right.
So that's what I tell people. We can't do anything.
And
for
people
you.
have called you arrogant for that.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
people, okay, when you start as an artist, anyone, when you start, I said, no, they're not professional. They don't have managers. They don't have this. When you put in a manager and then you say, ask my manager. I know, I don't know a manager. That's how people are.
They don't know what they want.
Yes. So when you don't have a manager, why do you don't have a manager?
Then you get
why
the
are you
manager.
answering all the calls and what? Then you give them to the manager, and the manager starts charging them because now they want a contact where they can just say,
Negotiate. Yes,
So
right,
Cow taught me all these things. I went to that class, I was still young. I was not even known by then. I went there and I learned a lot of things.
Because he did say that thing, get good, get seen,
And get paid.
That's him. That's
Yeah.
him. That's him.
Yes. And that's what
Yeah.
what it's about. When you started, obviously, it was for fun.
Yes, true.
But now you earn your living
Out of
from
it.
this.
Yeah,
That's true.
in Ndagambusha, 2017, because I joined the entertainment industry in 2016. 2017, if I tell you the number of free jobs I did.
You're doing for
But
exposure.
sometimes you
Exposure.
have to.
Guys.
Sometimes you
Giving
have
exposure.
to at the beginning.
Yes,
But it depends on what
you have
gigs
to weigh.
it is.
You have to weigh. I'll give you a good. I have a good example. I know. In between, you ask me about my history. I'll tell you that. So Botswana, nambogara Botswana. Botswana vanoona kuti ukasakura zvakanaka panapa. Pane kamwe futi kabasa kanchazokupa. Saka iwe sakura zvakanaka. Achinyeba. Because anozoti uchangoita zvakanaka apa. Ovatokanganwa nezvako. So
motivation.
Yeah, motivation yekuti ukaita zvakanaka apa, I'll take you somewhere. So people in Zim have got that issue kuti tiitire one ichi kai. Ukanyatsochirwa ball. But that's how artists live. And then when they're done with you, they go look for another artist.
Same line.
Raw chinhu chibo.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't complain too much if you're made to do a few
Get
free
paid.
gigs.
Get paid.
Yeah, because you are just discovering your
Okay,
talent.
so wait.
And
I had discovered my talent in 2016, right? And it only went viral, some sort of viral, towards the end of 2016 when I hosted the Miss Tourism beauty pageant. That's when the radio stations were like, who's that girl? We want her, chi. And I ended up being on ZFM. While I'm on ZFM, corporates were calling, hey, Bex, we want to work with you. And I'm like, yeah, cool. You get there, you tell them your fee, of which it was little.
Yeah, little fees.
Yes, because I'm just getting in. I also want to learn the stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll still negotiate that little.
Ramanji, Cow taught me another lesson. He said, these corporates and people, one of the reasons make an ambience. So when you do your deposit, then you come for a meeting, then we sit down, you can choose, we can come to your office and whatnot.
And
then my team, and then give them all these things, because that's what
and then my team.
Yeah, and then we also do teas for all our clients when we also give you massage. We have got a massage because they just don't want to pay. So when you tell them all these
they're extras.
Exactly. And then you don't give them out.
Yeah, so I have done a couple of gigs with Prosper, and he will not budge if he hasn't. If it's a transfer, I must see that the transfer has happened. And if you keep spinning him a story like, "Aywa, deposit mdara," and you
and
like,
a lot
okay,
of
fine,
promoters
give me
hate
cash.
me, and I tell them when I meet them. So if you see me not going to my gig, it's because people don't like muna no obvunza mari yake.
Right.
And I normally tell you, Guti, I'm asking you for the last time. I will block. I won't report to the police. I will block your number. I won't call you again.
You're about your money.
Yes. And then I block you. It's not kuti ndiri kuti mari andidi. Ndutaura kuti andidi kuassociate. Kuchengeta namba yemunhu. It's so rude ukakuona status yemunhu une chikwereti chake. So rude. King, unovhiwa status yangu King usati wanibhadhara
Like, what's that about?
Shit, like who does that? Who does that?
So normally I tell promoters, let's pay each other, let's go home happy.
You do your job freely and extra food.
So we're not is too much big head, whatever. Big head ndinaro bangu msoro ripo. But kana pari pane hadzo ubhadhara ngatibhadharane.
Crafty.
So Cow taught me all these things.
He spoke highly of you because we did mention you and Madam Boss as being social media comedians.
And he was very happy that we just mentioned those two names.
Yeah, and he was certainly, he spoke highly about you. He said you are not just a social media guy, you also do stand-up comedy and you're very good at it.
I do stand-up comedy, yes, and all drawing lessons from all these guys. When I started trying to do comedy, I was taught by Doc Vikela. Yes, Doc was part of my growth. There was a guy called Simba the Comic King. Simba the Comic King. Okay, I don't want to say
Where is he? Is he still
Simba
around?
the Comic King did what?
No, okay. Simba the Comic King, he had the concept.
Yes.
He had the idea of how to do stand-up comedy. But I think audience in Zimbabwe could not accept him as they accepted Doc Vikela.
Right.
Doc Vikela was much accepted than Simba. So he went into
Why is it the style of comedy or?
Yes. So people.
Nah, but you know what? That's very hypocritical. Zinyadzi. People who watch American comedians and they'll be swearing left, right, and center.
So they didn't like the American style of comedy that he did.
It's not Zimbabwean.
Yeah, good. And whatnot. And so for sure, if you do anything, chiri chine profane language, people will just because people in Zimbabwe, there's little content in Zimbabwe. So when people bump into your content, maybe vakaungana boom. Pabuda chinyadzi. Vanhu autoti ndiani kwanenge achivhura zvima YouTube.
But vakaona Chris Rock kana vakaona
Benny Mac.
Exactly. So it's an issue, and also kuZimbabwe zvinyadzi zvedu zviri solid and strong. So so there's that party. So Simba died on the way. Not I'm saying died comically, but Dog continued. And when I went there was a few guys who were struggling with jokes. So comedy is a matter of making people laugh. My first day on stage, I remember it was a book cafe. Kwaitwa yainzi Zim Comedy Live, I think.
Okay.
Saka yazobuda Sunday pa TV. Yaishutwa na Joe. But in India ndirikete and Razor. So ndakatiza for 3 weeks. Comedy is the only, I know I don't want to say it's the only, but as a form of art, it gives you nervousness. You are always in the toilet.
Yeah, he did mention cows
throwing up
at
and everything.
Bona's wedding.
You don't know. You get sick in comedy. That's why we charge so much. Because unengo kwenda toilet, and when you sit in the toilet, that's when the jokes come. The toilet is a one good place for creatives. It brings the jokes, and you get so nervous. So I was very nervous for 3 weeks in the teaser. Then the day I went, I rocked the stage. Ndikatoudzwa na Louis the comic prince of comedy. And you are good, but you were very nervous and jittery. Because to make people laugh, it's not an easy thing. So from there, I started building on the brand. Tichenda my lessons. And I don't want you to do this. Couldn't on the punchline. Okay. Then it went. Then my skits were not really much appreciated. Zvekuti my comedians are stand up. I to shora wanoita my skits. Nekuti vaitenda kuti zvinhu zvisina nematuro ese. You know how generous people differ. Pakanotanga dance over nesungura ngati ndezvekupenga munhu wejazz anenge achiti so that's how comedy was. So vaiti zvema skits ndezvekushaya ndezvo.
But when you started, it was on skits, right?
Yes, I started
at a skit level.
No. My skits I started ndatombota stand up comedy. Ndatoenda my classes, my lessons, but I was not popular. Don't remember until celebrated 250 followers on my page. 250. Now I'm on 543,000.
Look at that.
But ndakatofara ndikatoita I no graphic designer ndikatozigadzirira kanhu kanga kanzi thank you for 250 likes. But yes, it was work.
Yo, that's
we were
amazing.
starting. Yes. So I started as a stand-up comedian. But I tell you, stand-up comedy as my sports are easy. And people always want to say, stand-up comedy, and you same singer Mama Budisa live, you can up YouTube, you can up chi.
Okay.
It's not possible because we create, even internationally, those jokes you see have been created for a long time. Saka, andingangoti ndangota joke nas naro pa TV because amangwana I cannot perform the same joke to the same audience. Takarinzwa pa YouTube tipe manyowani. It's unlike music where munhu akanzwa tirarira so andindarira auda kuramba achinzwa. But with stand-up comedy, you protect your jokes, you keep them. They grow. Ndopa anotokura from a 5-minute set to a 10-minute set to a 30-minute to an hour because you've been keeping them. Normally, comedians, when they get to an hour, that's when they do a one-man show.
Right.
Yes. Now you have content enough. You know, so support you are not a creator for the show, but now you have content enough that you can stand before people for now.
At what point in your life did you then decide I'm leaving Shandrukuita full-on comedy?
You don't decide because I was employed. I was fully employed. 8 to
5.
Exactly.
So maybe he must tell us a brief background because I know that he's the only goat header who went overseas or out of the country.
Goat header is not kettle.
Kettle header. The only guy who went to Botswana to head kettle.
Yeah, but ndo yatinogara chicomplain about brain drain ka.
Makettle head ari kutorwa
achinofudziswa this country is suffering from a lot of brain drain.
Right.
So in India, one of those victims.
What happened?
Nah, it was way back, guys. It was way back. I was young. Okay, now I'll tell you I was young. Okay, that's my excuse.
When you were young.
I wanted money, guys.
Because that will always come when you search comic pastor. The kettle heading and security guy.
I'll quickly run into that one. So I went to Botswana some 2003, 2005. What was your passport? Because passport was to us was like a form of employment. Certificate. That's why you see my passport in Zimbabwe no gara. Passport is a business plan.
It's simple. They say you plan.
Driver's license.
Yeah.
Of which it's not like that. Driver's license. It's a thing you don't go to a driver. And I think but driver's license, passports, implement, never chances one craft. So I went to Botswana 2002. Botswana, not Zungu nyimo. Botswana, takunotengesa nzungu nyimo nyemba. Unosvika kuya kune vanhu milioni vari kutengesa nzungu nyimo nyemba. Vanhu vekubotswana vaneta nadzo nyemba dzezimbabwe.
Iwawe uri stock.
So now you're there, you're stuck, you don't have money to go back home. Boom, wakutsvaga rimwe graft. So magraft aiwanika, it's either kuenda kumagobo, guys. Kwainotemwa miti, kunotemwa miti, kutono clear miti, kuita. Zviya zvinotaurwa kuti takasvika iyo yamunoti Sahara Desert ichiri forest. Kune vanhu vanotozviita zvekuclear maforest kuita madesert, mazimba. Kubotswana kunocherwa kumiraga kunoita zvekutemwa miti kuclear chichi vanhu vachi vaidzoka vakaputika maoko king.
Yes.
Moni inenda ndiroka msala ndakakurira kuebwete zvehuni
ebwete kune masalad warati musalad wekuepasi alright bo
iwe kwebwete kuna ana mula Thomas Mula wepababa zoda ndizvo
magaira
vaipfeka fubu unoiziva fubu.
What you talking?
Iwe yakaiswa staff pamusoro so fubu. Guys amuziye guys.
Uderera epasi.
Nopisa guys.
Tungoziya ku epasi tungoziya uncle Epatan. No one guy reko.
What is a guy? Mobvunze Epatan antokudzai. Titori nawo pano anopinza mabasa ku downtown ukwana anasami team rangu.
He was about to name drop. He was about to name drop.
Tinaro team kuepasi tinotoita zvekutoti mukutsvaka basa. Tine vanhu vada kupfeka majini pindai chichichi saifoni yenyumu isai wallet yenyu chichichi mozo.
What is it?
Chadona iriko futi tinavo team redu atakatoisa. But downtown my business atotovhura nekuepwete zvekudai.
But muri kukiya vanhu.
Mari ritouya. Muridzi kutorara.
Graft rufamba.
The important thing is
Saka I had to look for another job, and the only job that was there was to go kumuraga chengeta mombe dzaichengetwa zviri fani wazvo. It's not kuti taitoita dzekutera chiti chiyo handikonoredza muridzo zvachose.
So how were you doing it?
So mombe dzinochengetwa zviri fani kuBotswana zvekuti vane mombe dzakawanda kwete dzatofunga dzekuno kuma10 mombe uku kunoitwa mombe kana 500. So dzinovhurirwa manheru, dzinofidha manheru, dzine mhuru ndo dzinosara dzakavharirwa. Saka dzinenge dzine mhuru dzepa dzinoenda kunofidha makuseni. I don't know how it is. It's a thing that they have discovered in Botswana. Kuti dzine mhuru dzinofosa dzisina mhuru kudzoka kumatanga kuti dzifide mhuru dzadzo nemukaka. Saka ndokutongodzoka kunoita mombe padeni. Dzotodzoka motovhura matanga mhuru dzoenda unofidha maskati because hadziende manheru. Mhuru dzotobuda panze hombe dzogara mumatanga because that's where you know kuti that system yekuti a cow chews the cud. You know that one?
Oh yes.
It will be chewing the cud. So yakudya chikafu chayakachengeta chese manheru chayanga inacho ndo chayakusustaina the body.
That's why their beef is
yes. It's not like ours yekuti maskati dzese dziri kufamba muzuva. That's why mombe dzedu dzakaneta. Anoona mombe dzizhinji dzekuno dzine dzakagara pasi. Maskati dzekuneta. Anongofunga zvangu. But dzobozwana umbone mombe yakaneta mombe dzekoko dziri strong. Exactly. So
that's how you ended up in Botswana.
Then ndakutofudza mombe dzangu mari chitoita ichiuya todzoka totenga 50 kg edu rice, cooking oil, chichichi, anything to declare chichichi paboda utongoti rice groceries wakadzoka padeni.
And you also went to SA?
SA ndakatozoenda 2008 pamba zvazvanyatsooma
ezvo zviri bodi
iwe zvinoita zvichoma zvichitendera zvichoma zvichimbomonoka zvichideso
but zvazvakaoma kupfuura mai
2008 things were bad. 2008, the sun was not even hot in Zimbabwe. Sun, zuva chero. You don't know. Guys, what do you
What's up, man?
we went through a bad time that year. I remember politically and economically, it was a bad year for Zimbabweans. You ask anyone from airport, they'll tell you people shed tears, houses were destroyed, political violence, a lot of things happened. It's so sad. I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
So I decided, I don't let me go. There akazobuda marizo ekuramba kubudaya. Marizo ekunetsa kubudaya. Ekunzi ari kumboitwa mathematical. Ndodera ndakakwira bhazi nchienda kwese.
What mind abo?
No kundabo, but remember nditi. Sikara chingo apana papa sina zvekuita.
Right.
Guys, you forget all youths, I tell you, there was nothing, no plan, no idea, nothing. Because people would make money, the money would not buy. So I went to SA, I worked there, construction, because SA that time they were doing the preparations for the World Cup. Yes, so I went there, started working in a construction company that used to do concrete drilling. So I know how to use a Kobaro machine, autombezie danje.
Right.
Yield, one boy, what are yield? Yield Kobaro.
But brand rules are you.
Yield, no, drill. So, yes, I was watching boom. I was there.
He's always on my case.
So we're doing concrete drilling, Sunnyside, Namboshanda Pretoria, Sunnyside, Pevakwa, Holiday Inn, Sunnyside. So we'd go building kana chiva done. If it's a 2-story, 3-story building, concrete nongo castwa. Nongo castwa yakangodaro. Then vozomaka pada uchekwa kuti tise malifts saka isusu that was our job tocheka todzikisa toburitsa concrete it was hard but South Africa kwakuri bo kuti at least you would make the money, little money, you could survive, buy clothes, opinda mpepo wositengera ka jacket kaja kutuva uchichena uchikeza, but Botswana enge sina mkanewo. Botswana dzawakabva nadzo kumba pose ndo dzanodzoka nadzo. So Botswana was very difficult for me, unlike South Africa. South Africa, you could trade, you could do one or two. And also, there were so many Zimbabweans in SA done. There were so many Zimbabweans in Botswana, but angari into yazbonela. But in SA, you can even get help. Botswana, the law, 100 pula. Ukangochuza kuti nhasi ndangobhisawo 2 pula ningodai yapera watoipedza wakutongotenga aka 100 pula kana watobata 100 solid apa
chengeta
uchaite zvemusoro wako zvekuda kudai nekudai. Saka it was very difficult, so I went there, stayed, and then with the company I left there and then I went for another construction company yaingovakawo zvekuvanhu vovakira nzimba. But zvakuramba manje mara isikubalansa wabroka urugara nehama azvibude. Vana menda Kimberley vatatanga kubaya mapete neboys dzangu dzekuye pasi. Ana Roni, ana Boli, ana mukoma, ana baba ropa.
So whatever job that was available.
Yes, you don't choose. And I always encourage young people not to travel. When I was uchiri mudiki enda kuchikoro. Because in Dandedo, dofo. Andri. Exactly. So dofolaiti unengo usina uzoroa A-level, usina uzoita zvimwe zvimakosi.
But you know how to read and
yes,
write.
And I speak in English, like Ramapitegas, Osefogas.
It's okay.
Zinjandropas. Tichingoenda nawo mazwi uchingoroa zvinhu zvekuti handingazotadzi kuona kuti apa pakanyorwa kunzi Kimberley 8 unoverenga. So I went there. But I had gone to SA before.
Right.
Ndaigara rimwe top shata rangu rainzi Simbi rairigadzira maredhiyo indaigera.
Saka utori baba rikatoputsa chigero unogona kuchuna izvi.
Hapana chandaiziya. If there is anything that's so difficult in life, no, is to be a barber in a foreign land. Usingagona kugera, usinganzwe language. Because ma umuntu ethi ufike la uthi ngifuna ukuthi ungundi chiscope. Cheese
What the heck?
Cheese cop is Zuda.
No, but I'm saying to you now, you're like, what the
cheese
heck?
cop.
What a cheese cop?
Yeah, and they all have, every country. You talk about a bibo, box, kati kuno tota bibo. Kana kuti punk, kana chitati na omakati edu atati na wakuma 90s. Now, South Africa, they've got their own language. It was hard. I was in Queenstown by then. We stayed in Queenstown. Sakandakazo chagero mwe assistant. Because in any simbi panda kaenda. Angonita uya chichi nenzo kudisa ogazira my radio, but it was not in me. Electronics, my capacitor, chichi. Those was not my calculations. Resistor, resistance, kudai. It's not mpana wangu ni jondi yakaita electronic engineering.
What are you?
Yeah, ndiko. So I had stayed there before, but I papo azi ndakatozokomba ndaita DJ. My life could DJ kwete kwako konera back ku radio.
That's presenting.
You
wanted to
ndakatomboita DJ. Muno muHarare ndichiridza makaseta yapamichato. No remember one of my
mixer. Makaseta no mixer machu.
Mixike, but ndaiziya song mire. Song ya Baba Charamba inoti oh yo Jesu mubindure Jerusalema ari kuna meno ari kunamata nditing ezo sikapakati oyo wadikitira neziya rakanyepa achiti chichi yandiri Jesu akati kwavari tererai varuti ndave Jerusalema ndobva ndaiti ting ndobva ndatsvaga song yaJonathan Mugazi yainzi pashoma paunowanapo mudiwo but manje michato yandaiwana ndekunana AFM chichichi kwakusingadiwe zvimarumba zvimachichichichi kudhara when weddings were still weddings muchurch ndakambo DJ yakaisa ndakamborara muhotera nekudj
okoyo
mu-N1 irapa yanga sati yatomunzi N1 who remembers that name, the name yandichi
executive
exactly ndakaparara ndairova machuni ndikatazokuya ma-CD. One of my friends ainzi Kimpton Tanki aiwana ma-CD because aishanda ku-Metro Systems ndikatanga ndaimboba bag rake
Metro Systems kandoema sound system yalo zane
ndaipisa
I'm looking at the way you're excited about this.
Apo DJing ndikakura ndakazochemberana ndichaita DJ ndofarira kurova mangoma zvoda ndotoziya BPM kuti 125 but aizo zvingo ndakura plus ndikatoenda pamucharo pana DJ akadhakwa ndotanga kutsamwa zvekuti oita seko mpala wene avararumisa chuni iwe ndotoziya kuti waichukucha inopindirana waichukucha if you play it today if we had a table if you put waichukucha inopindirana nesong yekuchechi inonzi congarable ni congarable inotopinda BPM rachakaenza 125 ungatadzi 125 BPM munhu akangwara. So I DJ'd then life changed and saka ndazoenda unobaya mapete nanabholi atibaya but mari yange iri shoma ende chinhu chionetsa ndechoti patimu rese Zimbabweans are good at that. Ini mushonga taizongopiwa wamixwa apana munhu nanhasi akambofaka ndodzwa kuti mumushonga wemapeto maimixwa chii nechii ndaizwa kuti kwaiswa majarini nesyrup syrup just syrup inenge honey yes ndo two zvinhu zvandoziya zvaizvo but the killing component nanhasi handiziye so anati hazvisi kubhadhara mba ndanzidzoka kumba because hazvinzi kunetsa namachembere padena wanzayo uya takuwanira basa apa wangandudzwa kuti graft wandowanira ndechi machinglan kuSouth Africa anonzi machinglan kana kuti mahobho kuno mahobho kana kuti gadi ndatodzoka paipe ndine excitement funga kuti handawanirwa kana kugovernment office orderly kudai nekudai
kana kuOPC
OPC ndashanda kuiziya baba ndatirida OPC ndasanya kuti hayi but ndangofunga kuti office orderly government chingopinda une 5 levels kamuna ne 5 levels anenge chingomaiso uchingonzi chichichi wozodzidza ndo idea yange iri kuti tozoendawo chikoro ndapo kuti mugovernment unokwanisa kudzidza ndo zvatiri kunyanya kushandira vashandi vezvehurumende tozodzidza katirimo tozopromota
do the things that make it work
exactly but ndasvika nzi gadi mzadaro guys timu rangu ndakasiya ujoza ronzo kuti ndagadi no guys timu but now you be valuing zvinhu zisikakupe mari guys then I started worked for 2010 because I remember I watched the final of the World Cup here I don't remember which team played though. Would you remember 2010?
No idea. Lots, do you remember?
Spain.
France and
2010.
2010.
Spain and it could be Spain and Netherlands. South Africa, group stage.
That was South Africa.
Anofana yakatorwa neSpain. So tokundobora nechimfana chache zani chinoti Ronaldo. Chiro zani chimfana chidiki chiri kunetsa mazano pa social media. Ari kubhaka.
Wokambarika kalifu boy.
Ari kubhaka. So I started working there 2010 July, August, September, October, November, December. So the shop that I was working for as a security guard, you guys will move our premises. Then they said, don't you want to be part of us? Or the security company. I would refuse that. And I would CV. Boga. Don't want any chance. Then when I pinda parade fabrics, I grow stores.
Also, you moved from being a security guard
to a store security.
To a store security,
but
it was
more prestigious.
Yeah, it's prestige. Life because it was prestigious. Then I moved. Because now, when I was not doing security don't do it throughout the day. And our clients were high-end clients. So it was not really that much. So
downtown.
Because varungu, but all you know, company, 2 unscrupulous guys, one language is on go with 0 machira, but no 2 meters, 3 meters, and monitor. But when I was not doing security, when I'm not doing stores, I would come and help people on the floor, sales floor. So selling fabric is a form of art. Not here, knock down here, do a opposite. Sorry. But selling fabric is an art because people come in, they tell you their color of wool, they tell you their rag, they tell you their chest. You have to picture these things. And they tell you nema frames akadai, in a fireplace akadai. So now that's when I started knowing about Persian carpets. And then I'm real life, but in the pay because 90% of them were telling, I've got a Persian rag, I've got a Persian rag, I've got a Persian rag, and I'm okay. What's a Persian rag? You Google, oh, there's a Persian rag. Okay, cool. So they come a maroon Persian rag. But besides that, you're just supposed to work with colors. Some would bring in even their swatches, Emma paints. This is the wool that we're doing, eggshell. Oregano, my colors, I'm like that. My dusky, my chi, my turquoise blue, turquoise. It's one and the same thing.
It's
okay. I know my aqua colors. Can I tell us the turquoise is an aqua color? Right. So, aqua color. Yeah, Saga with that. Nada go not how is those far. So I could make big sales. Because Munaga 30 meters of fabric, that's a lot of them. So I could make big sales. Now and I have to interact and I'm a big interior designer as a nigga.
Right.
And Linden Hope, I think she's late now. JW Son, all these guys, them big interior designers. They now trusting my taste. Also there's a test in fabric. This is nice, quality, whatever. Boom.
Wait, Deko Mumbano Rovandian.
I'm Kazonga. Whatever I do, my wife doesn't believe in my past experience.
In your abilities.
She doesn't. I know it has another year, but I have a and okay. I love vintage. She is modern. That's our fight. I love vintage. I'll still buy a wingback chair. I'll still buy those old chairs and then you'd recover them, put something nice on them. Right. I don't like modern furniture where it's just square, it looks like an office. America. I love British style. I love flowers here. It makes the house look cozy and homey. It's warm. Right. I was such a boom, guys. Guys are cozy.
Are you jealous? He's jealous.
Cozy, guys. Where do you cozy?
And to know the meaning.
Cozy.
And to
cozy,
know.
Guys. So my wife another simple.
Okay.
British kanodziya kamba ke kuti vanhu vakapinda but andakaona kuti hazvichashandewo mazuva anaya because British so far nemaruva carpet nemaruva, curtain nemaruva.
But you know what? There was a time for that
yes,
kind
and,
of deco.
Elizabeth.
You'd walk into a house and it's just like ruva from.
But my friends
To the
are
curtain.
get to and I know them.
Not all of them. Not all
The
of
majority.
Saka, I had a good test. And I then got promoted from being a security, whatever. I don't think it was a promotion. It was a move. You can go to now comic. You're part of sales team. Then I became the sales manager.
All right.
When
And
I
how long
left-
did you work at that job for?
2011 to 2017, almost 7 years.
Oh, nice.
7 years. And then that was then from that job, you got into comedy
I was doing comedy when I was at
while
work.
you were at that.
Yes,
yeah,
when I was at
because-
work, E12, the skit E12.
Yeah.
I was at work. Shamu, I was at work.
On your own, you were working as Prosper.
I
Yeah,
was
like
the
the
comic
skits.
pastor.
You're
by
doing
then.
more the skits.
Yes, I was Prosper by then.
You were just-
Comic pastor, but ndichita maskits.
Okay.
Ndaendine shamwari yangu ainzi Boli. Boli ndiyaindita ma-interview. Normally my skits were interviews. Kuti tiri kunzwa kuti pane vanhu vadai so baba titsanangurire. Then I would burst into funny comedy.
So at what point did you realize, Guti, I can actually make a living from doing this?
When I got retrenched.
Right. So that pushed you.
Not really. My mind was I was gonna look for another job because when your blood has got work and employment in it, mind yako kana yango zara kuti ndofana kuemploywa. You thinking, I don't know, let me just look for another job. But now I was so hesitant to say, where do I go? And also a fabric community is very small. It would feel bad kuti boss wangu azondoona ndiri kana kuti ku lifestyle. And also our style of selling was different. It was different from town. It was different. If I come to town, kumachira ndoto samzika on their way of selling. Ours was interaction. I know for a fact that there were customers who would come stressed, but when they come into a shop, they would go home relieved because they would just come to talk, move around with us.
therapy.
Yes, a therapy of
What
shopping.
you're a psychologist.
Nditori. Ngoda ndibhadharwe ikoko. But I know.
Okay.
Because we never had low-end customers. We
They were
had
all just high-end.
Yeah, high-end. People would drive Mexico. And I discovered that we have a go-go. These guys would just walk in, matomi, mapushi, machi. Simple. And if you mistake, you could you would lose money. So that's also a skill that God just gave me. You know, everyone is important. Don't look down on anyone. Wazobuda now pandiro watoto kuti kanda machira ya murenje kuti votokusira ka 20 tip kwa kuti tip kwa ma 20 ya kwacho chimomzi chine mari. Then you'd create a bond, a relationship. I want to do cushions, so I also used to do curtains. Ndandineka company kangu kaenzi Procket. Yes, because you could get customers that would walk into that shop and say, do you have a tailor? And also
So on the side,
yeah, so I had a guy who would do curtains, and I believe my guy is doing
Get your
curtains
hustle
now. When I approached the guy, I get to take a test with that. My project, Baba Russian was also. I got on more. Baba Russian name it as market and he was working somewhere. The Shanda, they got to Pesra the Sia graft because it was now making sense just getting business from me. So we would make nice curtains. I used to make not. I tell you homes that I've made curtains for. Norman Mapeza, I did curtains for him. I'll just drop that one.
And the rest.
Yeah, I know my guy does curtains for high offices in the country now, as I speak, because we knew Varungu, not Varungu, even these rich people. Vanessa Rwoko perspective so. Vachirifambisa kuti hapana ere paka overlap. Paka overlap, paka benda. So they do that. They are funny people, crazy people. So we were also on point. Our curtains were on point. I still have got my girl V doing curtains right now. She does nice curtains.
So do you still have your Procat company?
Procat yakavhara. Procat yaive aside aso pabasa. So Procat would make curtains and I don't profile on my magazine out of Africa because we did big homes.
So your boss allowed you to do the side?
Yes, the side hustle because our company never used to do tailoring. It was just fabric.
Oh, so it was just fabric, so
Yes.
it was okay for them to do that.
Yes.
So this is you retrenched, and then you decide.
So I got retrenched a month after I got married. Nice.
Of one's
Wapera wabvaruka.
Of one's about ochada December. Of one's sorry company can't afford you wanna business is low. Talk about what my story is not about it. Number I'm so this because you know it's okay. You go feel out. It's okay, I go but I also okay because Wajero is an environment that you've been in for 7 years.
Yeah.
You feel like it's home and you. But I've told people when you get employed, the last thing you have to understand is you also leave a job. But if you're doing your own thing, you can only die and leave it. So the varanze buy, vatarwa pasi, the retrenchment package kangu 2K, square wrong da badara, vanazongana kuti ari kanto bise mwacho kubeef yandichazodya pamchata ndabviseko andatobroka pai. Moti yangu yange yafa futi. Nissan match kangu kanga kunetsa. Match Nissan no netsa. Nissan match. Masensa, machichichi saka ndisina mota ndabroka. Then I said, no, let me just continue. So I continued. Kai famba zvako but akakaside. Ndobva ndangoshingirira kusvika pamchato. But I tell you, God has been good to me from that time because from October I got gigs. I got adverts, some that were never aired. Got the comic director advert yakadaiso, and the guys never aired the adverts. But Marinda Badaro was the center of PO.
Just as well.
Yes, but it was just money that was just directed to me to cover up for all the things that were needed for the wedding and everything. So we did our wedding, 25 December, got married, then I started a new life. So 2017, we went to our honeymoon to Maputo, Mozambique. Enjoyed. We went to some islands.
Yeah.
Ndanda famous oga, ndanda uzikana.
Ngwaurira.
So I think the blessings came with my wife because coming back January after honeymoon, nemanya so broke man. Reality things. So the reality things. Makachika mari kunana Santa Maria, Nyaka Island, mchidada. So we were broke, but not that broke. So I said, baby, I want to open an office in town. So that at least one on chaka because that time a meeting ngoti kasangane panandos kasangane up and now never
is this comic pastor and friends now that you
no comic pastor yet
just comic pastor
yes 2018 it's the comic pastor alone.
Did you get support from your wife at this point?
My wife gave me moral support, yes, a lot. No, she believed in comedy, she believed in the art. If she never believed, I could have not been here. I could have not have married her. Right. Because she knew. I remember I reshared it recently. Then you know the person didn't get the humor. Aive shamwari mukadzi wangu hana unzwisisa joke because nechitanga zvikwambo zvandakapiwa. It was those odd notes, you know, the odd notes. I was just trying to make fun out of them, my notes. Right. Then this person calls my wife.
Oh my gosh, so that it was a real video.
Because she never knew. There's so many things that I did when I was starting that people thought. Remember, I did a skit in Chisungirwa kuti ndawani kwandine mabondi paper anogadzira mari. Yes. Mamwe momze kumaren kwedu akafonera gogo mwana nzasungwa chichichine nawe mapepa emari chichichi. They didn't understand it's humor. So my humor was so real that sometimes people would feel kuti chinhu chemashuwa. So my wife supported me. She believed in the vision, and also I'd taken her. We started dating because I would say, baby, she was my friend. Mm-hmm. So I would ask her, we can have a wedding. So I would go with her on an MC. I would MC big weddings. American guys coming to Zim. We want you. So I did a lot of those. So she believed. I know. And sure, after every wedding, I get 4 people. I am that. Graft more push. I don't get compliments from young kids. I get compliments from old people who believe in MCing, who believe in the art of MCing.
Yeah. Because when you MC Jaganaka, the function then really just flows nice.
Exactly. And you nekufara nekuseka nekuzo they just
but
love it.
Mimi, like you are a comedian and then you're an MC.
Yeah, that's
when
like
we then MC,
just regular.
No. But I tell you, we don't come with jokes. The challenge with presenters, they think we write jokes prior to the event. No,
those things they come.
You pick
it's
from
a
the line. You pick from the line.
From what's happening. Thank you.
Kuti mwana uchichidakwa. And this varingotaura absent-minded. You pick those lines, and then when you come back on the microphone, this is what you're bringing up. So I've seen
create a material.
Yes, you're picking. You don't have to come at a
I remember
wedding.
there was one function I did, and this guy comes up to me and says, "I hope you are funny." And I'm like,
pressure.
I'm like,
I'm not a comedian.
I hope you are funny.
And it's not our job to create jokes. Though that's why you see Mangoma MC man achizondano bore, because he's there telling people taenda kwamtare ndiri mbazi paka mwana akavakatanga kuchema ndivandazoti ameni yamisa mwana manini. People are not even laughing at that joke. People are looking at him like iwe.
Have you ever done a function where people looked at you like?
Never. Never.
Wow.
Because people that hire me are people who know what I do. If you do one family 3 times, it's a sign that you're a good MC. But
you bombed that.
So you see kuti even pamwe nasi mchato wandrukuita anditi unogona kukhudza kuti takakuona ka mchato waningi ndozotoona ningi uya ari mu audience ndo mchato waningi akandoona. So the link, the web, it's word of mouth, and it's important for anyone who is budding, anyone who is starting.
Becky, are they coming back for your services?
Of course.
We've done
one
double
wedding, and then you do like triple other weddings, and
all the
it's
time.
the same family.
And when you get called back by a familiar voice or familiar number, the smile, I'll just be like,
exactly. You know it's money.
You know it's money.
I've done a memorial service for a family. Imagine a memorial service is not a good service. It's not a day where people will be laughing and jumping and dancing. After the memorial, they gave me a wedding. They said, I know you can. It was a big, I'm not talking of a wedding where you've got big guys, government officials.
Yeah. That guy, Lodza, what's his name? The very funny guy who was at the funeral. What's his name, that guy? The legendary guy, the one who wears glasses.
I draw from him as well.
That's
Zinonzi professor.
That guy is crazy.
I know him. Wait. Give me the name. He was a. Exactly. He includes singing.
He was fun.
Guys, wait. He did a wedding, and I copy a lot from him.
He's crazy.
I copied a lot. From Tambanengwe.
He's crazy.
Professor Mtambanengwe.
I think he was one of the only MCs who was called for funerals because he did it so.
Yes.
I don't know where he went.
You forget that you came to cry.
Yes, you
because
forget
he just
that
makes.
Ana mama. Okay, so from him, what I copied as an MC was at a wedding now. Professor Mtambanengwe would value the Shona culture first before we know it's an English wedding. But you would go into people's totems,
How much research do you do before you?
I call these
about
guys.
Churches, Methodists.
Yes, so you cannot go there. You cannot go to a function. Inina, I'm at a point where I can give you back your money if you don't come for a meeting. And guys, I'm giving you back your deposit because I cannot come to a wedding empty. I need to know anasekuru vako. Na baba wako vakarambana here vari kugara vese here kuti baba namai uyemukisane vanhu vakarambana 16 years. So you only put value to a wedding once ukisisa content nevanhu nekwauri kuenda kuti vanhu vakaita sei mandau here mabranda here machii haungoendi pamuchato wevanhu ungotanga kuti isusu kuchibranda yatinodai. There is a culture in Malawi inonzi perekani.
Okay.
For people that I've done weddings where people are coming from Malawi coming to Zimbabwe for a wedding, and when you do it, they are amazed. How did a Zimbabwean MC know about the perekani?
Right.
It's because you research, you say, what do Malawians do? I did an Ethiopian wedding where a Zimbabwean is marrying an Ethiopian. Ethiopians don't dance. Their church doesn't. They jump up and down. The church, it's Orthodox, something. They just only jump up and down. No kwasa, no chiuno, no chukucha chiuno chako.
Hey, yo.
So when you call them, you
So the
you have
whole
to understand.
wedding, people will just-
It's their church. And we also know, because now we do churches, different churches. But you go to other churches, they don't. Jehovah's Witnesses don't dance.
Yeah.
SDAs don't ululate before afternoon.
Yes, yeah.
So it's one of those things that you, as an MC, grow and start knowing. Oh, don't know. Oh, don't know. My God, ndakutoziva hymn dze Methodist, ndakuziva hymn dze Roman Catholic, ndakuziva hymn dze Dutch, because you don't do same people every day.
So this is you now branching out to have an office so you can do this
I got
thing
an office.
as a
So
business.
I got an
Wait,
office.
before you continue answering, where did Bus Stop TV come in? Because this is now after Wavura office and did it.
Okay.
You had left Bus Stop then to open your own thing.
Bus Stop TV came when I was still at Parade Fabrics. So it was because they had Bootis and Keda. So Bootis and Keda left. Now they're married in Ngota. Now we can go.
I was good to say it because you also left.
Kama mismanagement of fancy, fancy. I know. But Bootis and Boskeda left. But Ichiri Pure Box. They went to do Pure Box Reloaded. And then I went there, ndichino collaborate one vamwe. And then vatangosviko ropa rangu nerasama varaklika atakutotanga kugadzira maskits pai nyaya mangwana takutongoti ngatisanganisa kana taitomboti weekends totoita weekend of creation toenda to create a bus stop. Right. What I didn't like with bus stop is it didn't grow me as a brand. As okay, kuti
As a standalone.
yes. In
Right.
Nanasi,
It was
you know,
just
kuti
keeping you
when we
within
say Samantha Korea, Gonyet,
You
we have to
associate
associate with bus stop. As we say Maggie, it's bus stop. It's nicer for some people, but it's not nicer for someone who wants to grow. Dai padanda karamba ndiri bus stop, padao ndisina kukwanisa kuzonechawo Gamu, Nigel, Patricia. But as you see how we nurture Nigel, Patricia, Gamu, it's a different system where now I don't control them on their YouTube channels. Right. They have their own running YouTube channels. Just in case I wake up dead today, they are there. They have got platforms that push them.
Right.
Every person, Becky, don't die on Becky, Danny J. Show. No, I didn't say it. And how to say about an ass. Oh,
Begging.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, so the concept is every person should be an independent person, as long as you're a creative. Create your own show. It's not a Danny J show. It's not a show where you're discussing controversial things. It's not a show where you're interviewing people. You're doing home decor. You're going into big people's homes, looking at their decor, what inspired this decor. Right. Becky in my house. Bring Becky to my house. Becky, okay,
so people listening out there, if you want the gig, Becky is leaving. Highlight the producer.
Already, just like that.
And I will teach this to every Zimbabwean. Wherever you're working, as long as you're working for someone, it's not, you don't have control over that. You don't own that thing. Chero tikakudzinga nhasi panapa wataende marights angu ari padanje ndine ndakabatsirawo kucreate a danje papakaiwa comic ani ndakatotaura idea because people would have told you. So be independent. So I always encourage every artist, yes, you have control of your passwords. Ihekwa uriwe wahekwa. Kwete kuti ikavhara nhasi, if Danje chooses to say I'm leaving, what happens? So I encourage all the kids that I've worked with. I've told them, you have your own channel, if you want me to help you push it, I will help you push it with a clean heart.
Because I've seen you feature on all of their content.
Yes,
Like
growth aina basa kuti kwauya munyowani kwauya. There is always a senior prophet. Magaya afaka kunda good. Saka hana chaanoluza prophet archbishop Dr. E.H. hana chaanoluza wakati wakandina magaya ndoda kuti muuya kuchurch kwangu muparidze. Because they preaches, he goes back to his church which has got so many followers. But kana uri munari it's because okay, I understand the nature of how Bus Stop was created. It was created by someone who is a content creator, a videographer. So when he created this thing, Ndiangari in charge of content. I could shoot yes, his content. So sometimes people have to break and say, okay, I want to be big. Can I cheat out? But there's some people.
So what was the real reason?
Me leaving. No, me leaving Bus Stop was not anything to do with me growing as a brand. The actual reason was I got a gig to do any consumer show. That guy on Tonga Mbizo. Is it Tonga Mbizo?
Was the one bring?
Yes, he was the promoter.
Right.
He called me. I was on my way to SA. He said, "Copy Pastor, I want you to be a surprise guest at the any consumer show. Yai MC wana. I do I still remember? But I know that Baba Tencent was part of the main acts.
Right.
So when I got the deal, I took it to Bus Stop. This is honest. I took it to Bus Stop. I said, guys, that was an opportunity to any consumer show.
You went and said,
yes, ndaenda ndikatitapiwa ndapiwa show, but ndirauti isusuchi toita zvinoitwa kudance. And I referred this, I remember kuti when Colors gets an opportunity to be on stage, anobva adedzawo kakyo kapana kake rova. So ndakati I will try and speak to the promoters so that when we get
slot, when is your slot?
Yeah, my slot. Then summer comes, then we else comes. Those that were doing comedy with us by then, they come and then they get a chance. Good. So then as days went by, show out the days went by. The Vanda kunzwa phone call yako via Bus Stop. There kunzi comic murudi wakuti muperekedze Baba Tencent ku radio. Ndakati wena ndinani ndi uperekedze Baba Tencent ku radio because inini ndakanzi ndiri surprise act. Surprise act aiwendeka ku radio ndi ndiriko saka surprise wacho wapapi apachisina. So ndova zvadaro. So it was a thing of me being removed now because ndaenza haskwanika. I got so cross with the guy in the what is his name? Nico Abote. If you know Nico Abote. Nico Abote was the stage manager. I tell people now and again that Nico Abote I used to do my free gig. I know. Ekutongoti hakomiki one ndiri pa church pangu shikaika. Kubva airport, he would never give me fee or nothing. I would go there, perform. I don't even know how I got linked up with him. But so the day of the show comes. I drove, went home, ndatoenda umbanda gezoka mnaroenda show ndapfeka kabashi kangu kekodro ndandi nako. Show, it was a big show. It was HICC full capacity. I went back to HICC. Ndichisvika ku HICC ndakatonzi iwe wahupo pado. Ndikati no, I'm performing. Zvikanzi no vamwe vako vese vari kuperforma wapinda Bus Stop.
Shit.
Ndikati wow. Bonda zenda backstage. Nico Abote said we didn't know where you were. And we didn't know. A person who has got my number and on the phone era for every gig, we didn't know where you were. I said, iribo. So comedy I perform wakazama and you can't. The vandata know it's okay, but that buda backstage. The vandata enda. The vandata not pa njubo pangu pa zeskwani sama.
Saka vawe hijack chinhu chawavashedza.
Exactly. So I said, guys, kana tichishanda chidaro ka.
Yo.
Aibude story yacho. Ndovandangosiya ndovandakoti alright Sama guy. I had no beef with Sama. I would have loved because I wanted her to perform.
Yeah,
And she had started doing comedy. and she's my top charter friend. But ipapo ndinayo chat yandinonge yandozosara ndichinyewa mugroup. Ndakaiwanawo through unscrupulous means. Ndichinzi aida kurabha mashoulders with big artists. Didn't want to. Tonga Mbidzo, call him today. And also.
No, but even if you wanted to, so what?
So.
Like.
Sure.
So. Ndo mashwaya andanchitaura kuti unenge usina kubhadharwa. So Tonga Mbidzo was nowhere to be found. He never cared, he never asked me, he never called me, never did anything. I said, no, it's okay. I left bus stop. I said, you guys, and I felt like you snitched on me. I left. And I ndakatombozodzokerao kubus stop tikatozomboshanda tese. But because
then
of...
Then eventually left.
But I noticed there's a lot of East Coast, West Coast beef with comedians, even from Carl.
It's art.
When Carl was talking, you know what I'm saying? Like there's cliques, but
who's got Carl on a beef now?
I know, like Bulawai comedians, they think he's a sellout because he gets gigs in Harare. He's the only comedian type thing. You know, there's always issues with comedians.
And they were not considering that Doc Vigela is from Bulawai, but also doing this.
But from what you've just said, I mean, that's
so it's part of growth.
That's messed up. But why would people do that? Like you put them on, you tell them that phonerwa. Remember Timrango and Skukusia dot baitis. Then
they have also their reasons. If you call them on this Danje show, they'll tell you that it's promoter guys on phone off the side also. But
because you could have just accepted and just gone by yourself.
Yes. So
you never did the show?
I never.
That's why Carl says I won't put anyone on. Remember you were saying
he said
I won't put anyone on because the one time I tried to do it. Some shit.
So I never performed at the Any Consumer show, and we all know what happened with Bartenson.
We actually spoke about that as well.
Because he didn't know the assignment.
Yeah. Plus, he's not a stand-up comedian.
Yes. So assignment there, that stand-up comedian, and I had written jokes. You know what Chinongon the ball is the nervousness that I had for 5,000 people. Nervousness grows with the number of people.
Yes, it does.
You know, kana uchino performera 800. Inenge low. Kana uchino performera. Ite chikura. And pera hayo the moment people laugh.
Right. HICC yakazara.
Except but now I beg you, we speak like we sleeping. Ingori concept. Guys ndikunzwa phone yangu yoringa ndo daira pamwe mari.
Daira bonga.
Kana isiri mari.
Karibu mari. Kana isiri mari over wakati.
Ndo sabaswika. Ama. Yes baba. Hello. Mushe, Ndian.
Chimoko.
But as munhu ari kukanyaga.
Bana mari.
Matauriro
voice racho iri harizire mari.
Alright, ndokufonera ndapedza.
Hapana mayuesa.
Mayuesa hapana. Because
Enyenge chirira phone wangu.
Language yacho ndotaura apa.
Hapana mayuesa.
Mara. Koiwe ndiani.
Like you call me. All right, so you then left bus stop.
I left bus stop, then I started working as a solo. It's hard to work as a solo in comedy because now you need to do drama, you need partners. And I couldn't go snatch people and this so I started doing my own thing. It never really worked, but if they MC and then go ranch. Then I met Gamu. Forget a commercial. Then I met Gamu. Gamu came. We started working together. Then later, Nigel came. I've tried so many people. When you go, you meet a lot of people. But it's ngozacho vanam clique. Ngozacho madam wanote uyandimfarire musikana wenyu makazoudza muchuku. Eh? No. Akadzi vanenge vasingakungowirirana ne character cha akadzi. Aunzwiswa akadzi. Ukatonzwa vakuti siyana naye. So I've never had issues like I've worked with so many women. But pane one anenge aingonzi uyingati ngangofe. Mura ya.
You need to cut it.
Saka ukazona mumafirimu mumwe mukadzi achingonzi akaurayiwa pamwe director anenge audzwa iye ukadzi akati mupei chimupei role anongoenda kuhospital.
The role like it ends here.
Unless I don't do Irish pogo ya to African movie, but
So let's talk about the business side because you are doing big things on social media.
YouTube.
You have 153K subscribers on YouTube.
How did you grow
That's
to
a
that
lot
number?
of subscribers.
Okay.
A lot of people a lot of people envy what you have in terms of subscribers, because subscribers mean commitment. You know, you can bring out content, people can watch content, but not necessarily subscribe.
Yeah, you don't get them.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take you to get to this point? And what advice would you have for new content creators?
Okay, so I never cared about YouTube. Kusvika ndatozozwa YouTube inobhadhara chichichichichichi.
Wengokanda.
I never cared about my content. That's the challenge of being an educated creator. So I would create my content. Yeah, it's a disadvantage, and I learned these things on my own. So it's a pain. I never cared about a page, Facebook page. I never cared about it. I never cared about YouTube. I cared about my timeline. That timeline yakanzi prosper Ngomashi inozogadzira page here. So algorithm yeFacebook aipushe zvinhu zviri kutimeline semapushiro ainozviita kuFacebook page.
Right.
So you see kuti mavideos angu padara aigona kuita a hit, but riri kuFacebook kwangu rine 30,000 views. WhatsApp ratotenderera raita sei, because ndo zvayakagadzirwa iri Facebook. The business side of Facebook is on the page than on the timeline. And the only person who told me, kumukuru sei musingashandise page renyu is Nigel. Ndakushanda naye around 2019. Kumukuru sei musingashandise page handiri ndofarira time and aiwa. Page ndo rinopusha zvinhu. And then I started putting things on my page. So I could have been maybe 1 million views by now, but because knowledge, ignorance is a crime. YouTube, I also never cared, because ndaifarira interaction yaingouya patimeline yangu ngoti chikusipaka chichichi patimeline ndo vanangopindura vandaigona kupindura chichichi zvotopera. And also it carried my name, kuti Prosper Ngomashi. So I thought, people know Prosper Ngomashi. Then when I started putting my page, my YouTube channel, maybe up to 10,000 subscribers, it just grew by its own. You know, on the comic pass. So people would come and wait. My content was being used in a page Zimstone. He would come to my Facebook.
Zimstone, that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he would take anyone's content. You would get content.
Content pirate.
Yeah, I tore up page kwangu timeline kwangu. Unesa ku Zimstone page. Even my comic awards, it went on and on. My comic awards achito trend akuchannel kwake. Inini ndisitomborera basa nazvo. So I'll tell you one thing that pushed my YouTube channel is the comic awards as well. Because my comic awards are a monthly program that people wait for. So that consistency, people know panopera mwedzi pega pega.
How did you get the idea for the comic?
It was weird. It's a God-given idea. I was at work, still at Parade Fabrics. So feeling with all this, it was a year when Andy Muridzo was in love with Beverly. It was a month when my Nandi had fights with Stana. It was a month. So I said, all this nyaka on social media. How can we create a thing? So I said, okay, let's give them Arima awards. So kwa ndakatanga ndinaenzi celeb, which was Facebook celebrity, name hungry for fame. I don't know why I removed. Hungry for fame is for those people who are on up on Facebook. Actually, try it. You know, hunger for fame. I had that category. You could achitosha kuti sei vasirundedzawo padanje show usikupisa, but iya mumwoyo make anenge achifunga kuti pamwe arira sei ari kupisa, because anenge aonawo 300 views dzauya anenge achidaro. So I had that category. So ndakazviita. So the first time I was even reading from the paper, ndichitongoti mambara wedu ndiningi, male celeb ndiningi, chichi akasinotombowana makategory. Then the next month ndakaita ndiri muroad. It was February. I started this January. February ndobva ndaita ndiri muroad. So from there I met a guy ukumarani kwangu akati mukuru, he was young, very young, akati togona kuisa TV kapa mutaura zvinhu zvazvo zvobva zvabuda pa TV. Taishuta macomic awards nefone. You have to understand. Phone just a green screen. So if you watch some of the old comic awards, chair inenge chisheka, the green screen in a way of chroma king, so you need to balance. But he gave me an idea. So tatakuisa izvozvo toisa anonzi Fletcher, selector Fletcher. Ndobva ndazokura ndobva ndandomboenda kuna. That's when I met. That's 2017. That's when I met Njangu, the other guy. But he has got a Tinash film. So I met Tinash. I don't know who shoot I, but that's not my sponsor. That's not anyone would want to sponsor the show. So it was very expensive for Tinash. Click, cut.
Yeah.
So it's irritating. But I was talk dress and then I went to Tanram. Tanram, we go to the same church with the owner. At the end of Tanram, green screen was there, everything. When we went there, we started advertising them as per show, since they are giving us their studio. So we went to Tanram. So we would charge them.
And then the funds that are then coming in to sponsor.
Yes, the comic hours. So that's how we ended up. Yes,
because there are lots of adverts on that.
I wonder, would you show you no adverts? There's a mood I would like to thank
Which are showed amongst the adverts.
No, but those that love the comic pastor, those that support, that understand that I have no other source of income, don't complain. But for someone who just wants entertainment for free, there are so many entertainers for free. Passion is there, giving you free content. It's not a short, yeah. Have you ever seen an advert?
No. But, that's the same thing. Like Doc Vikela. You mentioned Doc Vikela before. Doc Vikela does a lot of skits. And so do a lot of other comedians. But I don't know, it's very few people who do what you do, because sometimes we'll look at a skit and it's funny and you're there. But I know at the end of it somewhere there's going to be something that's being sold, and that's your thing.
So also, you have to understand, Kuti, money follows where money went. It's difficult for someone to come here and say, I'm not going to advert here because you've never advertised anything. But in between the show, ingoti comic pastor waneta michato, those that are looking for MC. Mangwana munokara no wafana wangoshiti. So it's because people have understood the culture and the creation that we do. Kuti culture did not advert in between.
Right.
Okay, the boys the toners zati turati muzongoti pakati nepakati. Mungo kanda onya edu. So for comedians who just continuously do skits, no one will ever come to you and say Titiro advert.
Yeah.
I tell you, Cow Joshua Ngoba, I don't know whether it's true, but some comedians say Cow Anogonogazera poster show ya Sirkuto Kusina show. But I don't know it's a relevant because there is a stand-up comedian. Ariko saka one man show dates to be announced. Chera kasazokupai 10 years later but there's a comedian who is there. Saka you market yourself. So we've done that, and we've done it for so many people, and they've got business. So you will see now and again people will come back.
Yeah. And I think you're the one doing the most in that field with regards to doing skits.
How so?
Brand ambassador, baker, brand ambassador. But I got how much to offer.
Wait, is it a race to being brand ambassador, or is it about the content that you create?
Or women have more to offer?
Women have. Women have got more to offer. The thing about business, a male-run business. You see today, Kuti, Dan, if you want to chow, I don't know, a young upcoming artist, you don't go direct. I want to chow you. But we have cameras, you know how men always say, we have cameras, and even cars, if you want to hire cars, we've got cars, you can use and what. In the process, you're trying to.
Because at some point
izozo pasho today and rambe. There are stupid men like that. Basingatonzwisise concept yekuti she's a professional. She came there and then ndo vanhu vanozoona 12 midnight and because now arikufunga kuti there is a gap. Because akuratidza the kingdom that he has, akuratidza all that he has, and arikufunga kuti you might leave your husband, you might leave for that.
Tell us, Becky, your experience.
I must tell you what, sorry?
The experience. This is what we just spoke. How has it been with you? Have guys given you gigs and then was a slide?
Yes, and
that's not a lie.
And no.
It is a boom. Not all of them.
Yes, not all of them.
Yes,
I think from the word go, once I pick Kuti, this is what you're about, I also then change the way I'm communicating with you, because I must have been doing something that gave it away to feel like
she's cheap.
No, but usually when they do it, I don't think it's what you give to them. It's them being attracted to you,
Denny,
and they think they have a chance. No?
If you come and talk to me,
exactly,
and then I allow you,
then
to do that, and you do it 2, 3, 4 times, and then maybe the 5th time, and I'm like, don't do that. You'll be shocked. You'll be like,
and it's not always like that.
And
again.
It's not always
at
like
times but somebody wants access. Because my life chiri access, so aruda access.
I may take the money, do the job.
Okay, all right, but yes, I know. But who don't do the job? I
know.
Because now we also have got a Kariba trip. If you just wanna be part of it, represent our Kariba trip inini husband and ndakutotanga kudzwa kuti saka vanokucancela muso vaudza kuti so I can bring my husband.
Right. I'll tell you one guy
who cater for his food and whatnot
gets my number. He apps. Hey Becky, this is Uzbanban. Ndota, what's up? Cool. Listen, I want us to work together. I got this job for you. I'm like, wow, this is good news, you know. I've always wanted to get into this avenue, so this is cool. So what is the job that you want me to do so I can let my husband know, because he's my manager. No sound, no picture. Exactly. And that's where it ended. And I'm like, so what did he think was going to... Like, I was just going to rock up at his company by myself?
Even if you rock up by yourself... Okay, even if you rock up by us, it's not a crime.
No, my office and my husband is there because he manages me. You
can today walk into any office. Yes. This is the deal.
Yeah.
But what was still muswe gig. Because vangu plana kuti haparinozosvika kuma one cha tichazom offer transport, offer transport,
and then
what I know. My guy is here, you and they get pissed off, they don't give you the job again. They don't even talk to you. So for men, in the industry there are so many few women very crazy for men. It's not possible. And then I'm worried because like I move with my wife. Even if planar is there slot where I can bring my wife, she just want to see
yes, +1 always.
Exactly. I need a +1. Saka, I always go with my wife there and say, that's my wife.
Yeah, but it ends up working in our favor as ladies.
Yes.
When we are good at the job. Because some just get the job for the sake of good, you're a woman.
When you are good at it?
If you are good at the job.
Which one?
Whatever.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so in the industry is divided. The industry is divided over male and female dominance. You see a lot of people complaining.
But in terms of comedians are online. There aren't that many female ones. In terms of the comedy space, I know Madam Boss. I know Mighty T.
Anna Shibebonde.
Yeah, okay.
Dafu. But you see the unbalancedness. As hot as Dafu is, but because maybe she's ghetto, maybe because she doesn't reveal whatever. Right. She's not there, just they being there.
So if you reveal stuff and you're sexy,
you get that's a 90.
So that's where Becky is coming.
I know. Guys, I've worked with this woman. She wants money.
Becky, this is okay. This is where you're killing it.
I know. I
think I'm pretty straightforward with my work. When I'm called in for a job, they know exactly why they have hired me. I don't do back and forth for more than a week for one job. By the time you call me, please know what you want.
But also at this pinpoint about taura Dan kuti sometimes merit zvinhu zvinofana kungoenda nemerit kuti apa arikupisa uyaropisa but at the same time you see kuti male comedians have been there for years. You have Booties, you have Boskeda, we have got Dog Vikela Wacho, we have Red Night.
But the females bring the flavor.
I like how you mentioned.
What flavor? Yeah, the flavor.
Yes, they bring the
flavor.
Down there or flavor.
Jeez, guys, they just bring variety. Get your minds out the gutter. Get your minds out, please.
I like how you mentioned merit. National Arts Merits Awards.
Do you have one?
No,
there was an issue there.
They will never give me. I will bait on this stage today. They don't even recognize me. They don't know me.
Why?
What do you mean they don't know you?
Everybody knows you.
Okay. I'm a dummy to National Arts Council. National Arts.
Why?
Council.
You're the hardest working comedian.
They don't care. Yeah.
Hardest working comedian in Southern Africa.
Hey, go ahead, King. but I tell you what, they don't care about us.
Madam Boss got the award, I think,
for best skits last year.
Yeah,
that's the same category. They were just putting me to verify.
To balance.
They
were using you to
exactly.
So, do you think she's funnier than you?
No. Not in the sense of who is funnier.
Right.
Funny is on how many people are laughing. Yeah. But I tell you what, when it comes to best skits, not saying maybe pamwenini wacho last year atirotombogadzera zvinhu zvakawanda.
You have so much more material than she does. I'm sure you've been releasing material like
to me, that award was a face cover to Nama. Kuti she has won BET, she has won this, she has won
might as well just win something.
We can't put her to the stand-up comedians because she doesn't do stand-up comedy.
Right.
We can't put her to theater because she doesn't do theater. She can't be an actress because she has not done a movie. So they created a new category.
It wasn't there the whole time.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there all along. And looking at me, we created last year. That's when we created Sekuru Puro. Last year, but now Sekuru Puro, Bamni Nijo, Mada Pamsika. Those are series. These are not just skits. These are series.
Right.
That we're running. One was running on One TV, Net One every Friday. Bamni Nijo was running on Nash TV, and Sekuru Puro was running on my channel. 3 series. And besides that, we were doing so much of these 1-2 content created. But I was not the only person creating content by then. Skits, when we talk of skits, Nizabo was creating skits more than us. Yes. And when I talk of Nizabo, they live for content. You need not only create content. Neither boom, they don't wait, they just create.
Right.
They were not even nominated.
What?
And then, comedians, do you know the guy who did win? He's a social media skits guy. Last year, that's when
who won that one?
Anonzim Tawini from Blawa.
Okay, never heard of him. Okay.
I like that. I like that. So that's how Nama is. So for these things that I always say about Nama, kuti Nama is a stupid award.
Play nice.
Yes.
They will never nominate me. I don't care about. I don't need an award. Awards are people. Awards. YouTube chache kuti wasvika 100,000 chavanongokutumira kana wasvika 100,000 chinongouya achina kuti chinombobvunzwa ani kuti tompere kana tomnyima. You see people who maybe would judge us kumanama kwacho vanototi gara vachiti gara dare. They could be failed people in the industry. Munhu akatokundikana career, maybe as a musician, maybe as a what, asina chanacho. I'm being honest. I'm not bitter about it.
My blood is...
Sorry, because mimi noshanda end in end. We were burying Clive Chigubu. He has got a name, I understand.
Yeah.
We were burying Clive Chigubu, and we were asking, Daya hako kurukunzi ine rudo nama National Arts Council. Anogara 5 yards away from Pilo Hospital. Did they even know that he was sick? They said no. Maybe he was hiding the sickness. Yeah. But at the same time, do they know where each and every one of us stay? Do they even care? Do they ever ask you, as artists, COVID relief for artists? I didn't even sign for it. Maybe it was 500 RTGS or 1,000. Who received it? Who got that money? Izvezvi ndikadaubvunza pama artist kubva kuna Japreza kusvika kuna ndiani wekupedzisira kuma artist comic pastor from Japreza to comic. Right. Did they get those $500 in a time when no one was doing a show? Unless kana vakaenda kudzimba dzavo nerweseri. That's why I'll tell you kuti it's a system where not everyone is recognized on the same platform. You need to have sekuru wako ameva ningi takadzana ku Georges awe. It's not now these are Georges. Taigara ku airport. Atina connection. I'll tell you today, every deal I get, every gig I get, it's not a connection. It's people that I met on the way as the comic pastor.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Hands.
So you might not get merit awards for your talent, but your talent will always take you places because it's not about awards.
Ndakurira ndege guys nechipo ichi guys
Epaton.
Ndakurira kwepo tichiona ndege dzifura pamusoro pemba pedu so ndege dzichienda kupi muna nani dzaingonzi ndedzekago vanhu vaingotaura ndege dzotakura kago but it also mune ndege mota chichi but now we on the plane now and again. So you don't need to be appreciated by a country. You don't need, I remember the only award I got sometime was the funniest influencer. I don't know the guys that were doing it. It was just online, but people voted that I was the funniest influencer.
Yeah.
So that people voting for you is a plus.
Nice.
I love it.
Let's talk about.
Oh yeah, go on.
Are we done? You want to start asking?
No,
something?
I wanted to talk about how he's done all of this and still kept his brand clean. Or have you?
Allegations of joining Zanu PF?
Those are just allegations.
What's
Zim,
the story? What happened?
I started knowing Collins Mnangagwa when I was still working with Parade Fabrics because, like I said, high-end clients. So he used to come there, buy fabric from our shop. I thought, don't I get worried when people say, especially if they're coming from Zanu PF. We have done so many things that say the roads are bad. Right. We have said so many things that say the health system is bad. But then you meet a Zanu PF person, Mfana, you're fine. You're good, Mfana. Then you sure what is the sure there is humor in these things. It's not just good. But I've been on platforms where I've spoken to ministers. I've been to platforms where I've spoken to anyone at Arimus society, and they say you're fine. Saka, when I met him, he said, don't like you running my work. Saka, kudara, and it's not my first time ku sangana naye. So we took a picture. When I met him, I got to miss a motor, they to drive. I got to miss a motor. I got to a picture, and then I posted. And
you
then
posted innocently, or
yes,
or
okay, I knew kuti always people it's him.
Yeah.
People are going through a lot. That's all I can say. People are going through a lot and they struggle to just understand kuti there's nothing here. But what fueled the joining and whatnot is a page, ED as my hope, which then took my photo, one which I'm putting on a flag, the ED, the scarf, which was a prop in one of my skits kudara. So the person went on to dig onto that one, and then they put it on the other one. Then they say, congratulations, Comic Pastor, for joining Zanu PF. Of which, as an artist, you don't need people to know which side you are on. It has killed so many artists, I understand. But when you try and explain, people then tell you, don't explain. Don't explain around. No, it was a photo and nothing extra.
Did the explaining help?
Nah, it won't help.
It fueled.
It fueled.
It fuels, yeah. So I just continued with my life and said, people don't know. And when somebody joins Zanu PF, it's a party of choice. You know, choose. As someone would want to join Triple C, just go there. And I don't know whether it will give me more money if I say today I'm Triple C. Do you think Marino Vetetanga business
your Zanu PF supporters, you lose those?
And you don't know how many they are.
Yes.
So I'm at 543, but how many are Zanu PF? How many are MDC?
Yeah.
Saka, it's a thing. And I pray, God, that we get delivered as Zimbabweans from politicizing art. It's only here in Zim where an artist cannot perform at a rally and walk away free. I don't care which party they go to. I'll tell you of Ricky Fire. Ricky Fire not anga kutereteno akudanza kuti uriza ku Triple C chichi ndo zvanotaura iye. Fanta na levels we have seen it. Achitonza hai mapana eminzara. I tell you what. The same people, I always do it on stand up when I'm doing stand up. These people that you meet on the road, nyika yedu afana wangu nyika yedu yakadhakwa dai kuri kusiri kunzi nyika yedu yakadhakwa afana muri mamillionaire afana muri mamillionaire. That's what they tell you on the street. There are ones go to join anything and chinova kunoburiswa mari afana nzara afana anenge ane nzara ngojoinera nzara afana. So we are in a country where people cannot differentiate art from politics. So you go perform at a rally, you've entertained vanhu vanga vari parally, wapiwa mari yako waenda kumba. What's better about that? Iwewe haunei nekukampena kwaita haunapo wasimudza chibhagera kuti iye haunapo wati chiguno mudenga. But because it has been like that for years, I don't know how best we can fix our politics and make sure that people live in peace. Up until the day of elections, a person from DA and a person from ANC, they can still go in their t-shirts per ballot. You don't campaign on the day of the elections. For what? Kana achida who buy chinhu chaasiri kuda because azochiona chaadvertise on social. If you want your party, you follow it kusika wapinda mballot. Saka handingazochinje idea nekuti ndazoona uyazouya pa uyakadai. So it's only here, and we claim it's not what the Zimbabweans are. Men akatinyepera kuti we are the most. I know we are the most educated people in Africa. Then when it comes to things that really need education, we look like zombies. It's sad. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, how did that story end for you, though?
It hasn't ended. With this that we've created, someone will just come and write, I'm Zanu. Oh. In the comment section. All right. So
and
exactly. So somebody will just do it for fun because kwaari hazvina any implications. Hapana, because pamwe ghost, pamwe akatogara ake kuKwaZulu Natal, haasati ambovhota munhu yemuZimbabwe. Haatomboziva kuti ma-elections anoitwa madoors achakavhurirwa kupi. But because angori angry and bitter, anongokudza Bible anotokutuka ndianokutukira mai wako. So you have to understand. Sometimes I used to go and follow, check status yemunhu. Munhu anoita akatongwara nge munhu akadzidza. Why is it ari kubehave stupid? But ndakazongoona kuti it's the spirit of social media.
spirit.
Yeah, social media has got its own spirit, where people just feel like pana zvandoitwa anonitsvaga kupi anondowana kupi.
All right. So, in terms of some of the jokes that you guys do, just in general, comedians, especially the political jokes, have you ever been picked up by the police for something? I like how he's looking at me. Have you ever been picked up for saying something that is politically incorrect and had to be interrogated or something of some sort? Like,
you have to die. Or the other.
Is that a difficult question?
You have to die. You have to die one day or the other. There's a thin line. There's a thin line between entertainment and provoking. You would have not known
because there's some laws that bar ridiculing the president. You know, there's
yes. Kuna law not undermining the office of the president. Yeah. I know it. That law should not really affect arts, especially comedy.
Right.
Ndichine challenge also with how even on stand-up comedy, when we look and picture how Trevor Noah speaks about what's his name, Jacob Zuma, when Jacob Zuma was president, when he speaks about Julius Malema, when Julius Malema was in his powerful political powers, he walks away and people are laughing, and people are healed from their ills because they've received good content of comedy.
Yeah, I think in other words, I'm saying, like, do politicians have a good sense of humor like everyone else, or
it's hard. It's tricky in Zimbabwe. Chinoetika, the politicians themselves might have a good sense of humor. They might laugh at your jokes, but munyika medu makazara some overzealous people.
Foot soldiers.
Yes, people, someone who just feels like kule ongwa jerirwa ba ati vaendere aiwa komika jerira kule apa ngatito vaendere. So that's why uchizonzwa sometimes government ichitora mbota atina kutuma mapurisa kuti anosunga muniso
vakomana yangu angodecide kuti ndaraunda ajeni
aiwa mpana arusaiza office. So when people learn and when people, it's a culture that we haven't had a comedy itself. Because Zimbabwe ichiri kurembichana. Satitanya so especially stand-up comedy. We had a show. One of our shows was full at Steak in Joina City. You see Hararians understand better. When you go to Masvingo, you have a smaller crowd. When you go to Bulawayo, the crowd is a little bit bigger. Saka, when we continuously teach and tell people to refer to other countries, even Zambians, they make jokes about their president. They don't get into trouble. South Africans, I said, every South African, I think South African jokes are more based on the political environment in their country. Yeah. So ours has got its own jokes. I tell you, we have got so many jokes. The president, you see, I always put the president on the comic awards. Because Andinyanyo Ankuzo to dig deep into that. But we're not going to tell us muriwo namapotata and it's funny for everyone. But vototanga uchitenderedza chichi. Achisi chino chekuti chiri risk. But now sometimes we write jokes. I remember I had some not bad Mugabe jokes, which I was so afraid to do when he was still alive. Because I was just feeling uchingova pa stage. Saka, we will change unless we look at other countries and see how America, they talk about Trump, and that's I think that's what we call democracy. But because izvo andataura izvozvo kuti team rinenge singade kuti move amanyanyoita dig deep chichi harizofari nazvo. Saka there are one or two things that they will just call as komika msazodaro msa.
Msende
Right. Saka sometimes Saka, you see a lot of my content now has got less political jokes. After all these fun incidents,
but still real content.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So, but don't you feel like you're being made to suppress some of your very funny jokes?
Yes, it's there. But also corporates now, because I work with corporates. So corporates are afraid to be put in the same line with you, and then they say, ndana ningo ari kumu boys the toners ndo dzinompa mari kuti achita tumasino. boys the tona
which
dzobva
is not the case in case they just take this clip.
so now boys the tona dzedzo dzatanga utera kuti haimi muri usapota wafana warudai saka corporates don't like a dirty brand, so we stopped all the political jokes. We do clean content,
right? Because I know like Doc Vikela, he does a lot of
the flag.
Yeah,
I think
presidential jokes or whatever. But I don't think anything have
favor,
really.
You see, with Doc Vikela's jokes, with Vakuru, it's just imitating the voice of the president. So there's not much. So Chirungo Nakidza mostly is the dialect, is the Karanga dialect. Kusani, say good do. You Sani, you
very good.
Very good. So there's not much bad. There's not much bad things that will come out of that because I don't go tedzer.
Okay.
Inindo gonna kutedzerawo, but when people don't get kuti prop yapfekerwe, urona now the bad part about having a prop. So I'll tell you about the picture that circulated with me putting on the scarf. It so just happened that I was in Cape Town, the time when the news that the VP was also in Cape Town when he was not feeling well. So the people were saying, hospital. So the guys that I was with, one of the guys owned that scarf. Said, hospital pacho. And it made so much noise. I think there's an article in the newspaper about that. We just passed by the gate. Just for fun, and it just happened when I was in Cape Town. That was 2018. Because I'm a comedian, I'm a creative. You just think that and whatnot. So it so happened that the photos just resurfaced.
Yeah,
it's a prop, and it's not my first time putting on that prop. When the president went to Davos, I remember that presenter was sitting. I had a photo in the presidential scarf, but it's not good because a comedian uses props. But because the props, social media 35 megabytes. I wrote props props. Saga, that's one of those things. But it's settling down now. If you want to know my political party,
we don't want to know.
No. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it now once and for all. Hey, yes. My political party, munotera muswandi no vote. Don't know who. So never pinpoint anyone kuti uyu anosapota chakati until waona ballot paper rake kuti ari kuvhotera ani.
Right. Okay. Let's go quickly to your socials. What are some of your numbers? YouTube for subscribers.
YouTube it's 154, I believe. Instagram is 224, I believe.
Right. Facebook
543.
Nice numbers, man.
Those are some crazy numbers. Are you? Yeah. Are you at liberty to tell us how much money you're making from YouTube?
I am at liberty. It's not a lot of money because I don't put content continuously.
Okay.
But you have over 500 videos.
Yes. But what happens with YouTube, you understand the algorithm. It pays CPM, which is $1.43 per 1,000 views, whatever.
Right.
Zimbabwe. Yes. So it's the only monetized platform, my monetized platform. The rest have not been monetized because of the region. So...
So what are you making? 10,000 a month?
Not even.
9.5?
6.
That is all right, because I'm lazy. Okay, I will honestly tell you, I'm lazy. YouTube pays you when you put a lot of content. Right. But in I only do commercial content. So can I just get a poster?
How much are we looking at? Because I know you make a lot of money because most of your skits, most of your skits are in advert. first of all, and then you put them on your YouTube, and then people get to view them as well.
Yeah, but
and
YouTube
pays you.
Zimbabwe nsipema YouTube
I was looking at Star Stats. There's a website called Star Stats. And then they said that
the comic pastor ends
between 2.36 to 4.73K per month. According to them, this is an estimate, and
that's so true. I think
that's
so
minimum.
true. But now, what happens is no, it's in between.
All right.
But what happens is it only gives you those stats according to content according to my abilities. If he puts content.
But you see what it is. Some people are discovering your content from 5 years ago today.
Yeah, but it's no longer as valuable to YouTube. And YouTube, you know how it is. Chiri trending dochine mari. Chisisina trending changoito one muna yozoona achisisiri of importance.
Yeah, but for as long as anyone clicks on a comic pastor video, there's bound to be an advert there from Google Ads.
Google Ads.
Because you know what it is. You have 550 videos. The Denny J show has 20 videos.
All right, so I'll also tell you on the 550 videos. Not all of them are videos. There was a time when the ghetto youth choose out that from Bembira Mkuru Edu nonzi comic pastor redeem, nonzi Ranzi comic awards redeem. So we did put the audios there recorded as videos as well. And as well, we have got the V11 redeem, which was a comic redeem which we created when the V11s were in pressure. It's there on the channel. So
it depends on the content that you are pushing.
So it's not content. It's not all man. Kana muna kangoenda unoona video rako nazo. YouTube inomirira kuti vaite 1000 vaona ka advert kavo ndokuti vakupe $43.
But you get some sense for every advert that goes to the channel. How many minutes do we have left? Producer?
5. And the cut.
What the? Huh?
All right, round it up.
Yeah. Okay. Are you chowing Felinandi?
Chowing Felinandi mchawa.
Is she between new sheets?
Yeah. Is that your girl? Felinandi, is that your girl?
Where do you get that?
From socials.
Okay, Felinandi is my daughter. I adopted that child.
Yes, no.
No, you can't chow.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool.
You can't chow your daughter.
Lord, so what else do we want to ask the comic pastor? These guys are flagging me. We're running out of time. We need at least 2 hours for this one, but they're pushing me to end it. Bex, Lord, what did we ask? Music. You didn't tell us about music.
Yeah, the music.
You're a hit musician, bro. You have the gem. What's
but you said something bad about my music.
What did I say about music? I love your music. I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, but what is it? What about the gift?
I'm your biggest fan. Tell us about the music. Where did that come from? Was that there from the beginning?
It was there. It was the beginning before comedy.
Oh yeah.
But now,
same like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx.
But it was in me. But now, I think God knows time. She was not in time, so wanted me to be a comedian first, then music. But it's not all good music. I try. I just do verses and it's not. I'm not a vocalist, so I can write a good song, but I cannot sing. And this is going ndogona kuzongoti akazomitiswa nemurume wemunhu.
That's a big tune.
Achiramba inini ndakanga ndisina munhu hanzi unonhuwa dikita musamasheri iwe ndokudina iwo maelo push ndakumunzwira tsitsi upenyu hunochinja nhasi ndaambinga ndakazoita mari kungoti chete ndaambinga yemunhu. I have a family to love. I love you, not easy, Joe. Becky, anoti ndaiti ndikati hello airidza tsamwa.
Becky got vocals. Becky, come on. Come on, Becky, come on. Don't let me down.
Guys.
Ndaiti ndikati hello airidza tsamwa.
I worked with the young guys
you did
there.
That Deborah thing. That Deborah thing the other day.
I was playing around.
Which one, Deborah?
She can sing.
Ngonile.
Do the
Which
Deborah.
one?
Okay, do the Deborah first.
Deborah, which one?
That
Just
song.
do the
I
Deborah.
listened to Deborah.
Bayambona,
Abanye befisumbona. Abanye botethelelwa kizono zabo. Sijanjulule. I love Deborah. She's okay. Of all the people I've hosted, Rebecca Malope, I've hosted Benjamin Dube, I wanted to host Deborah, and it's okay.
She was amazing.
She was amazing.
First time she came to
She
our
was
house.
amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Deborah. Ngonile. Ngonile Tikoa.
Do us a verse.
What verse?
Ngonile, this one.
Ngoni. Signing
guys.
out.
All right,
I beg.
okay.
Thank you for coming to the Denny J Show.
Shit.
Comic Pasta.
Comic Pasta.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
It's been fun.
Yeah. How do they get a hold of
It's the comic pasta everywhere.
The comic pasta everywhere. This guy is everywhere. You don't even need to look for him.
You made
He's
it.
running
The
social
comic pasta
media.
everywhere. It's the
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
Out.
Peace.
The Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri downta upta uraitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean. Hande
It's time!